Is Ola Olanipekun. I'm a senior advocate and counsel to the distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha, the Owele. Well, with regards to the question you asked, the EFCC came with an application to amend their processes before the court. But unfortunately, because of the volume of this application, they could not serve us with the process until we got to court this morning. And the nature of such application is such that we need to respond to the processes they filed. So because of that, we had no choice but to take an adjournment to be able to so respond. So, put in another way, the process they filed forced an adjournment of the proceedings this morning. But that's okay. The most important thing is that the Honorable Court re-emphasized the need for parties to obey court orders. What are we talking about? On the 6th of December 2021, the Honorable Federal Harcourt, Harcourt Division, entered a judgment inter alia that the travel document of Senator Okorocha should be released to him. That's number one. Then number two, final judgment. After deliberating on the facts and the circumstances of the case, the court arrived at a declaration that all investigation that was carried out by the EFCC were unlawful, carried out in an unlawful manner, contrary to constitutional provisions, and same were set aside based on our application. So, and the court has simply said that all parties should go and obey the extant orders and decisions of the Honorable Court, pending when this application, pending when the EFCC application is determined. So, because of the process which the EFCC just filed this morning, and because of the exigency of the court's diary, the application was adjourned to 4th of April for hearing. So before that 4th of April, we are under a duty to have filed a response to all the processes that were put together and served on us by the FCC. So on the 4th of April, by God's grace, the application will be set for hearing, and the court will hear it and determine it once and for all. But between now and that time, all the parties must obey the judgment that has already been entered by the Honorable Court. The passport is yet to be released. We filed the application before the court asking for the release of that passport. We have filed the application which was served on the EFCC asking for the release of that passport. They had mentioned in court on the last day that they invited our client, the distinguished senator, to come and collect that passport, but there is no indication, nothing written to that effect. So, as we speak, the passport is yet to be released. And if there is any other way and manner that the FCC is going to act that will be contrary to decision at the order of the Honorable Court, it will amount to contempt. That is the position. Thank you very much. Colleagues are also on the other side. They are also representing the EFCC. And they are also counsel working in the EFCC and being part and parcel of the management of the EFCC. And the management of the EFCC, leadership of the EFCC, being very law-abiding citizens of this honorable country, and recognition of the fact that EFCC was set up pursuant to an act of the National Assembly, we know and we expect that they will obey the extant orders of court. After all, what is a society without rule of law? And what is rule of law without obedience to court orders? We all live in a society. If we want a society to remain civilized and not degenerate to the Obesian state of anarchy, then court orders must be obeyed unconditionally. I can assure you they will obey the court orders. I can be very certain about that. Thank you very much.